Ian and I headed out of the park to hunt down the destructive creature.
Is this Graham here?
This is Graham, yes.
So this is Ian's mate, Graham up ahead, who's come to join us on this little mission. We stop here.
Yes, this will be fine.
Lights out, and then we wait until dark.
That's right.
The animal causing so many problems in Kakadu and across much of Australia
Just there you are.
That's him.
is called the cane toad.
Well, mid-sized female in not great condition. Could lay
Oh,
about
jeez.
20,000 eggs.
I've got a thing about toads. I'm not mad on them, I must admit. This looks like a harmless
It does.
frog.
Yeah.
Why is it so dangerous?
These glands here, which contain this toxin which none of our native animals seem to be able to handle.
So it's a poisonous toad.
Yeah, to our animals it's deadly.
For a minute.
Native animals that feast on a cane toad rarely survive the meal.
See that?
And that's it, that's the poison.
When the animals get it on their gums, that's enough to cause them death in a fairly short while.
I mean, we've seen lots of big snakes, like king brown snakes, which are one of the biggest snakes up here, die so quickly the toad's still stuck in their mouth.
Good Lord, so they hadn't even swallowed it.
No,
Just
hadn't even got it down. The toxin just is that quick.
Cane toads were introduced into eastern Australia from the Americas in the 1930s in the hope they'd eat beetles that were destroying fields of sugarcane. It was a catastrophic mistake. The cane toads completely failed to eat the beetles and instead they became a massive pest. Just over 100 were introduced. There are now hundreds of millions.
See the little tadpoles here? They are newly metamorphosed toad tadpoles.
oh my goodness.
Yep.
There's hundreds of them.
Even cane toad eggs and tadpoles contain enough poison to kill fish and frogs that eat them.
Female toad can lay on average about 35,000 eggs. It has been recorded up to about 50,000.
35,000.
So what we're looking at here, all these tadpoles are probably the product of one lady.
Oh, I'm really losing my voice. Or at least getting appropriately croaky anyway.
Ian and Graham are among thousands of volunteer conservationists who have spent years hunting cane toads at night, trying to stop the creatures from spreading across the country.
There's a big one.
Yes.
When they've gathered up as many as they can find, they cull them as painlessly as possible using carbon dioxide.
One of the really sad things about this is that there's no real alternative to that. I mean,
For us, they're the frog from hell.
That's quite graphic. That's really how you see them. That's the sort of threat they are.
They're more powerful than we are at the moment. They're winning and we're losing. And we've got to turn that around somehow.
Killing one species to protect another is a last resort for any conservationist. Here, experts believe it's the only option. In recent decades, Australia's wildlife has been hammered. Hundreds of native species have been pushed towards extinction, thanks in part to poisonous cane toads and other introduced creatures. Despite the best efforts of volunteers like Ian and Graham, tackling toads by hand can only have a limited impact on the millions who are still hopping their way across the country.